Hello, my name is Mary Jane Garcia, and I chose my presentation topic on describing safety hazards to students in the fourth grade. So, this is my presentation, Staying Safe in Our World, teaching fourth graders about everyday hazards with Mary Jane Garcia. So, first, I wanted to share some key data and statistics about important areas of safety. Just to kind of spread some awareness. So, when it comes to fire safety, nearly 300 children and adolescents die from fire or burn injuries each year, and over 100,000 are admitted to a hospital or treated in an emergency. When it comes to water safety, drowning is the second leading cause of unintentional injury death for children aged 5 to 14. Um, for dangerous objects. The most common objects would be drains, cleaning solutions, medications, batteries, sharp objects, alcohol, windows, and there's more. When it comes to being home alone, nearly 7 million children are regularly left home alone each year, and 4.5 million of those children that are 14 and under are injured while they're unsupervised. And then lastly, for internet safety, 60% of children aged 8 to 12 across multiple countries are exposed to one or more forms of cyber risk. And a couple examples of that would be cyberbullying, inappropriate content exposure, and then also the possibilities of falling for scams. Um, One thing that I did almost forget to mention was that these hazards are common and in our everyday lives, and they do deeply impact children's well-being when they're presented with them. But they are preventable, and education plays a major role in prevention. So here are a few other things that I believe future teachers should know. It's first, future teachers should be trained to observe behavioral cues that may indicate a child is engaging in or experiencing unsafe situations, such as talking about being home alone frequently, using unsafe objects, or demonstrating secretive online behavior. And it's just really important to create a classroom culture where students feel safe sharing their experiences, and this can be done through meetings, check-ins, anonymous question boxes, just anything to build trust, which is super vital between teachers and students, and as well as the community. So students need to know that their concerns will be taken seriously. Second, dynamics and cultural backgrounds excuse me, influence how safety is discussed and prioritized at home. Teachers should involve families by sending home safety tips, inviting parents to safety themed events, or offering materials in multiple languages. And also using culturally relevant examples that can make lessons more meaningful is really important to respect different practices while also sharing universal safety messages to ensure that students feel seen and included in the class. Next up, for age appropriate safety instruction. Young students learn best when information is presented in a way that they can emotionally and cognitively process it. So, using storytelling, role playing, or puppets to explore different safety hazards can help children understand potential hazards in like a non-threatening way. The goal is to like empower them with knowledge and actions that they can take, rather than overwhelming them with worst case scenarios and implementing fear. And then lastly, as teachers, they always serve as role models by consistently demonstrating safe behaviors, walking in hallways, properly storing scissors, or using secure passwords. Students can also internalize these habits, and safety will be woven into like everyday routines. Like practicing fire drills calmly, discussing why we wash our hands, asking what would be a safe way to do this during classroom activities. Simple things like that, and repeated exposures that normalize safety conscious thinking will help kids build these habits that extend beyond the classroom as well. So a couple methods that I believe work and wanted to share was first interactive learning, so role playing, videos, games. These have been shown to increase retention in students just because they make learning more engaging. There's different forms of learning, so it works for multiple like learning styles, which is always amazing. Scenario based learning is also effective. Students practice decision making in pretend situations, and when they practice in these pretend situations, it helps them build confidence and gain knowledge and know what to do when they're presented with these situations in real life. And then another thing is that consistency is a key. So integrating safety messaging into your school culture um, throughout your everyday life and not just your health lesson is what is really going to make students like want to be safe and think about it more. And then digital tools like NetSmarts or Be Internet Awesome are evidence-based safety programs. Be Internet Awesome is designed by Google, and they're made for young learners to learn about internet safety. Here are my references for the first part of my presentation, and then for the next part, I want to move on to here. I have created a little mini unit for my class regarding the standard that I chose. So I chose the health standard, describe safety hazards, including those related to fire, water, dangerous objects, being home alone, and using the internet. I called my activity Stay Safe Superstars, a 5-day safety awareness unit for fourth grade. And then each day we will learn about a different type of safety hazard, and that way it covers all of the components of the state standard. Um, and then also that way it doesn't overwhelm students so we can focus on one topic at a time each day. So first we'll read a picture book, No Dragons for Tea, and then afterwards we'll practice stop, drop, and roll drill. At the end of the day, for our group discussion, we'll talk about common fire hazards at home. Day two, we'll talk about water safety. I will show a short video about a book, Josh the Otter. He stresses the importance of water safety in that picture book as well. And then afterwards, students can draw posters with water safety rules that we can hang around the classroom. And then after, we'll discuss why swimming with a buddy important and not swimming solo. For day three, we'll talk about dangerous objects. We'll do a sorting activity with pictures of different types of objects, what makes them dangerous, what could happen, and then we'll have a guest speaker come in, either a school nurse or a safety officer, to talk about dangerous objects as well. And then after, we'll write a class safety pledge just to kind of create a promise within our whole classroom community that we will always be safe, make others safe, keep ourselves safe. Um, and then for day four, we'll talk about home alone safety. We'll do a little scenario role play, what to do if someone knocks on the door or if the power goes out so that students know um, what to do in that specific situation. And then I did found a really cool card game for teachers, Safe or Unsafe. It just shows pictures of different situations where students can decide if they're safe or unsafe, and they'll state why. Day five, we'll talk about internet safety. We'll use Google's Be Internet Awesome, and then discuss what is personal information. And then lastly, I'll send home an internet safety contract. Students will take it home. They will sign it. Their parents sign it, just to promise to me and themselves, their guardians, just everybody, that they will practice safe online safety measures. Yes, and always know the do's and don'ts of the internet and sharing information. But that is it. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. And remember, safety starts with you.